Hey you guys, I am just a few minutes late. I apologize. I'm trying to get this pulled up on my laptop because last Sunday when I was live, I couldn't see anyone's comments unless I looked from a different device. And I want to be able to have a conversation with you guys and like we actually can talk to each other. So I'm trying to set it up to where I can see comments. Let's see. Comments. All right, I'm going into the group. I'm going to move this just for a second so I can search. Okay, I should be able to see comments now. Okay, hopefully. I'm going to click on the live from my laptop and make sure. All right, I'm just going to type a comment so I can make sure that they're coming through. Interesting. Nope. Okay, you guys, I don't know if I'm going to be able to see comments or not, but I'm just going to go ahead and start because I can't see if anyone's here or I can't see anything and I'm sorry. Okay, and I've been in this space for 13 months, and what I do is I help moms that have ADHD, neurodivergent moms, want to start a business online. And how do I do that? I make it very simple for them because I use master resale rights products and PLR products. And I help a lot of people in this space to get started. And doing this, I get to see a lot of stuff. I get to see all the same mistakes, that we all make as beginners. And I get to see, answer a lot of people's questions. I get to do profile audits. I get to do, some critiquing on posts before they get posted. But something that I see a lot all the time is people will ask me, they'll say, I'm not making sales and I'm not sure why. Do you mind taking a look at my profile and giving me your feedback? And I'll go to their profile and I can't see anything. They didn't go public. They didn't optimize their profile. I don't see what they, like when I go to the About Me section, I don't see what they do. I don't see how they can help me. So that's one of the things that I wanted to talk to you guys about, but I really, really wanted to get into building trust with your audience because this is why I wanted it to be interactive. I really wish I could see comments and see if anyone's even here, but I wanted this to be interactive because people buy from people that and as you guys have heard since day one in this business, people buy from people that they know, like, and trust. So you want your audience to know you. You want your audience to like you, to relate to you, to resonate with you. But you really, really, really want your audience to trust you. And that is so very important. So I wanted to talk to you about when you optimize your profile, on Facebook, you have the option to do a pinned post at the top. And I'm just going to pull up my profile right now and show you guys what I'm talking about. Okay, so you're not going to be able to see it. When you go to someone's profile, at least on a cell phone, the first post that you'll see, you can't see that, I'm sorry, but it'll be a pinned post on a cell phone and on the computer. I mean, you have to scroll down a little bit, but it'll be on your right. But there's a pinned post. That is your space to tell. It's the first post that people are going to see when they come to your page. So you really, really want to be transparent, and you want a lot of clarity in there about what it is that you do, who you help, how you help them, and just a little bit about who are you. Because one thing that I see a lot of, and this is why this is so important, is when people get started in this space and they start selling before they have taken these steps and they don't make sales. Well, this is why. Hi, Kiana. Oh, hey. Hey, Amanda. Hey. I can see people in here now, but I don't see comments. So I'm sorry if you guys comment and I don't respond. I can't see comments again. But basically, you want your profile set up so that you have that pinned post, and you want a lot of transparency there. And this is how I use that section to build trust with my audience. And so if you haven't told your story yet, tell your story, because that is what sets you apart from everyone else in this space. And it doesn't matter if 1,000 people in a specific group are selling the same. Like, let's just take DBA, for instance. A lot of people have DBA. A lot of people are selling DBA. And a lot of people are having great success with selling DBA, right? So why do you think that some people are buying DBA from one particular person and not the next? It's usually because that person that they bought from they have been relatable. That person has resonated with them. Something about their story has struck them. They have formed some type of connection because their content has spoke to them. The reason why they started had spoke to them. The way that they market had spoke to them, something. And that's what you want to do. You have to tell your story and be transparent, not to put all your business out here in Facebook streets. That's not why. We don't want to, there's things that, when I say tell your story, you get to choose how personal you go with that. But you want to tell the parts of your story that you know are going to be relatable to your audience. And so what I do is I say, basically, I tell people what it is, where I was before I got started, what was going on in my life. And when I say that, I mean what issues was I having? What was I worried about? What fears did I have? What was the problems that I was facing? What was keeping me up at night that made me want to start doing this? Because those are the people, not the people that I am the person that I am today is not who I'm speaking to when I market. I am speaking to the person that is where I was when I first decided to jump into an online business. Scared, worried about my future, worried that I wasn't going to have the money to do certain things that I wanted to do for my son, things like that, not wanting to struggle, not wanting to live, not wanting to go back to work, period. I did not want to go back to work. So I share things like that because there's a lot of moms that had a 9-to-5 and they get pregnant and they're like, oh, I don't want to put my kid in daycare. I really need to find something online. And that would be something that they could resonate with me on. So you want to tell your story because it separates you from everyone else, because it doesn't matter how many people are selling the same product as you. Yes, I see comments now. I'm so glad. I hope it stays like that, because last time I didn't get any comments. to get stuck on what to post as their intro. That's basically what I'm talking about tonight, is basically how to do a pinned post to tell your story, to introduce who you are, why you're doing this, why you chose what you chose to promote, how it's helped you, how is it going to help others, why do you believe in it so much? Like, all of that is what I think someone should put in their pinned post. And your next comment about people being perfect. Oh my gosh. Okay, that is so important. And the reason why that's so important is because I promise you, your audience wants to see you. And I'm just going to refer to it as the messy middle. Like, if you come on live or in your post or wherever you show up online and everything's always perfect, you're going to set yourself so far apart from people that they're going to feel like they can't do this, because perfect doesn't exist. And you don't want people to be like, gosh, everything's always so perfect. You know, I'm not either. I'm not good enough for that, or she's not relatable to me, or that's out of my league. You don't want that, because perfection doesn't exist. And I am always showing up like in the mess and chaos of my life, because that's me. And at first, like, I always thought that I had to, be dressed a certain way, or I couldn't talk about my ADHD, or like I had to be perfect, because for some reason we have all this, like, we're so hard on ourselves and we have all this pressure from social media, and we feel like we have to do that, but it really disconnects you from your audience instead of connects you. They want to see real life. And if you think about this, a perfect way for me to explain this is, think of an influencer that you follow, and think about, even if they sell stuff, think about what it is that you truly, truly enjoy when you watch them. And for me, like, that perfect example is Tiffany Jenkins. I love her. And yeah, she has a podcast. She sells stuff. She gets sponsored and all that stuff. She has, her little skits that she does on depression and ADHD and anxiety and all of that. But I love seeing when she's redoing her bedroom, or when she's redecorating something, or when she's painting, because she's an artist. It's all the other stuff, like the behind the scenes stuff, that I enjoy more than anything when I watch her. And it's the same with our audience. They want to see, like, your kids running around being crazy. I don't show enough of that. Like, I have to make an effort to show more of my chaos. I talk about, like, my stuff and things like that, but you guys don't see when I have, 3 piles of laundry at the foot of my bed, like I do right now, because I don't want to fold it, and it's been there for 3 days. So, like, that kind of stuff. I mean, because it makes you relatable when people see that, and you're putting yourself, like, in the majority of your audience when you show all the imperfect stuff, because it's real life. A lot of people tell me they learn how to make good posts, but just get stuck on what to post as a beginner. Okay, what I tell people when I get asked that is, as a beginner, what do I post? People always want to just start off selling. And I tell people just to take people on, and people say, but what does that mean? Take people on the journey. What does that mean? All right, this is what that means to me. When I think of taking you on the journey, that means taking you on my transformation, taking you on, telling you what I'm doing, what I'm learning, what I'm implementing, what's working, what's not. But I mean, it can be, specific to you, whatever your journey is, like how you started, all of that, why you started, what you're doing. If, like, part of my journey is marketing on the wrong platform for months, being in the wrong program for months. And I share that. We're not supposed to come in this space knowing everything and making all the right decisions and being perfect. So I just, tell people, hey, like, I screwed up big time. I was on the wrong platform, getting super stressed out about making videos constantly. That, I mean, oh my God, I just to even think about all the stuff, the editing and the captions and all the stuff I had to come up with every day. And it was just super, super stressful for me. And I just didn't have time. And what made me change to Facebook, I regret not changing way, way sooner was I was fighting it tooth and nail to come to Facebook. And I think I shared this the last live, but basically because I've had the same account since 2011, all of my friends and family and every ex-boyfriend, whatever, everyone in my entire life, like, is on my Facebook. And I was like, not that I care what anyone thinks, because I really don't. I never really have. That's just not me. But I'm a very private person, and I just didn't want everyone for my entire life just knowing my business. As silly as that may sound, I didn't want people knowing what I do or knowing how to like, social media wasn't even a thing because I don't like to be contacted 24/7, I guess, in the age of cell phones. And, you know, but I had to get past that because it was just like, what do I want more? Do I want my privacy and people not knowing my business, or do I really want to help people in this space and help people change their lives and change my own life at the same time? And obviously I wanted this more because here I am on my personal page doing this, but it's fine. It's just, you know, social media marketing on the wrong platform happens. It happens to all of us. A lot of people start off on Instagram and they find months later that they've wasted time. Some people have lots of success on Instagram. I think on Instagram, if I put the effort into it that I put into my Facebook, I could probably do well if there, but it's just time consuming. So I never really have. But I'll tell you, I was putting minimal effort on Facebook. And when I say minimal, I mean, I shouldn't have even been making any sales, like minimal effort. I was doing the bare minimum, maybe once a week on Facebook. And I was really like working like a dog on another platform. When I would look at my analytics at the end of each week, Facebook is where all my traffic was coming from. The sales that I did make were coming from Facebook. The platform that I was working so hard on, I had maybe sometimes 1%, 2%, most of the time 0%. So it was always, you know, 95% and above was coming from Facebook. And so finally I was like, I have to, you know, this is where my people are, obviously. I mean, these are the people that are showing up for me. These are the people that are visiting my store. These are the people that are getting stuff from my store. So I have to go serve them. And that's another thing. Like, it's not what we want to do. It's where our audience is and what our audience wants from us. And so I decided to deliver, and here I am. But it's funny because I'm hard-headed. So I'm still trying to an extent, but I'm doing it exact opposite now of growing that platform. So now I'm putting all my effort into Facebook. And I just wish I would have done it so long ago, because you guys, Facebook, a lot of people don't realize how big Facebook really is. It is still the #1 largest social media platform. I think it's like it's 3 or either 6 billion users. I want to say 3 billion on Facebook. But all of social media together is somewhere in between 5.5 to 7 billion users on social media total. I have all this written down. It's just not, you know, in my head. But because numbers are so important, you have to know like the statistics and the percentages and all of that, because that will help you so much with your marketing as far as where to market. But Facebook, the reason why I market on Facebook is this. For one, I felt like I had to because of my analytics. But for two, you have the advantage of reaching tons of people that you do not have, like on versus TikTok. When I would market on TikTok, I was reaching, well, TikTok, they choose like how many people they're going to push your stuff out to based off how many reactions, likes, and comments you get in those first few minutes. Those first few minutes are vital. So I got stuck in what some people call the 200 jail. Like, I was getting like 200 views per video. And then I finally made it up to like anywhere from 800 to 4,000. And then all of a sudden I was like back at 200. And I was just like, So when you see how many plays you got, and then you see how when they drop off, my people it wasn't even views that went all the way through. It was views that ended at like 0.2 seconds. And I'm just like, God, I'm wasting all of my time over here. It's crazy. But Facebook, this is the big difference for me. Here you have endless groups. In those groups, you have thousands and thousands of people that when one person, like when I do a post in a group, what I do is, first of all, good groups. Like, don't just be like willy-nilly going into any group, posting anything because some of these groups, and you'll know, like, the longer that you do this, you'll know what to look for in groups. Some of these groups are just spam. Like, this group is a quality group. This group is people in here participating, interacting, engaging, giving real tips, real advice, really helping each other and coming together as a community. And that is what I look for when I go to a group. When I go into a group and I see just a bunch of spam and a bunch of Telegram and like no moderators being active and people just posting whatever, no one in that group is going to see anything I post. It would be a complete waste of time. And some of these groups have 175,000 people in them, but no one's being seen or heard because it's not a quality group. So, but you find quality groups, you get in there and you post, but you serve and you engage with people. And as soon as I make a post, I am not too proud to like my own post and go leave a comment, because what that does is it kind of gives you a boost up in the feed. And a thing about, let's say you go into a group and you make a post and it gets a ton of comments on it. If you're like, oh my God, I got to go in there and respond to all these comments right now, don't do that. Don't do that, because when you do that, it's going to boost your post that one time. And when there's no more comments, it's going to just go to the bottom of the feed every time a new post comes up or someone else comments on another post. So you want to just gradually go in and comment, to 2 or 3 people, respond to them, build those relationships, serve them, answer their questions, whatever it is, that you posted about. And I used to put links in my post because there is a group that makes you do that, to get, and I got in the habit of it and I've stopped that now. But they still do this actually. When you promote in there, you have to put all of your information and all of your links in your actual post, because that's how they check it to verify that whatever you're posting is about what your link is about and it's legit. And but I've heard so many different things that maybe that hurts the algorithm and things like that. And so now I just post it in my comments, because when I do that, if it is a sales post and I do post a link, which I don't always, there's pros and cons to everything, and there's pros and cons to that as well. But when I do post a link, I post it in the comments, because one, it gives my post, it gives it a boost. But the cons of that are a few different things. The cons of that give people, and it just depends on what it is that I'm posting about. And you'll have to decide that based off, if you want to have a conversation with the people that comment, or if you don't. If you just want them to go grab something because, to help them, whatever, post your link, let them go grab it. Some people, it depends on your audience too. Some people prefer not to have to talk to somebody to get something. I mean, I know one of the main reasons that I love to order from Amazon is I don't have to talk to anybody. I don't have to go to the store. I don't have to see anyone. I don't have to talk to anyone. I don't have to make a phone call, and I don't have to do anything to get my product and get out. So some people are super introverted like I am and prefer that kind of thing, just to buy what they want and get out. Some people want that connection and they want to ask you questions about your product, and they want to know who it is that they're buying from and how you can help them. And so it just depends. I mean, there's a lot of factors to consider when it goes to dropping your links. But even if you have a post that's not getting any traction at all, and you're just like, man, why is anybody commenting on this? It may not be your post at all. It may just be because so much more stuff came after. So you want to go and just drop a comment, drop something else. Like maybe you have a testimonial, maybe you have something that you could add to it that you could put in the comment section. There's all types of ways or things you can comment to get your post to go up in the feed. But back to optimizing your profile, like please do that, because when I see people that start and they're just like, oh, I'm not making any sales, and the first question I'll ask them is this your business profile? Is this the profile that you're working from? As soon as they say yes, and I go look, or I've even had some ask me to go look at their profile, and then I go look and I can't because it's locked down or it's private, or if I can see it, there's nothing about them, nothing about their business, and there's nothing in their feed at all that's business related. And to me, that comes down to when you position yourself as, a go-to person in this industry, people need to be able to go to your profile. They need to see how we can help them. They need to see exactly what it is that we do, clear and concise in the bio. They need to see a link of how they can reach us, and they need to see that pinned post. It's so important. And the profile picture, you guys, is so, so, so important. And I see a lot of people that'll have like a picture of them and their entire family, or a picture of them and their animals, or a picture that's so far away where you can't even really see what they look like. I think a shoulders up, clear shot of your face where people can actually look at you and see you and recognize you from platform to platform. I think it's best to use the same profile picture on your email, your TikTok, your Insta, wherever, everywhere, so that you have, I guess that's kind of part of brand recognition. Hey, Nellie. Oh, it's fine. I'm glad you're at church. Have fun. Hey, Anne. But yeah, the same profile picture kind of falls into just people being able to recognize you, and that helps build trust. So if you can, this is hard, but if you can, some type of way, have the same screen name per each platform, do that. And, that was not something that was taught to me in the beginning. Like, most of everything I know is from doing the wrong thing first and then learning the right thing, because I'll be perfectly honest, when I came into this business and I started, I was completely lost because I did not have someone teaching me like the real of all of this. Basically, I had someone that was teaching me what worked for them, and that was it. And what worked for them did not work for me. And when I asked, specific questions or other things like, how can I do this or how can I do that, there wasn't any answer for me. And I didn't have a community because the people in the community were also very, very new, and they didn't know either. And I didn't belong to, I wasn't over here on Facebook. I wasn't in these groups. I wasn't. So basically, I just had trial and error. And I just learned myself, how to do things, and talking to other people and networking with other people on Facebook. So it's just, gosh, the platform is everything. Like, what platform you choose to spend your time on, because I promise you, since I've been on this platform, not Instagram, not TikTok, not anywhere else, this platform, the people that I have been able to connect with in these groups, the people that I have formed relationships with, the opportunities that have just came out of nowhere, just for building an online presence and, building that trust and just being present. It's been incredible, you guys. This platform is amazing. So just make sure that you choose a platform that, number one, feel comfortable, be comfortable on that platform. But number two, where do you get the most engagement? Where do you get the most people that, are showing up for your content, asking you questions? Where do you get the most traffic from? And if you're brand spanking new, you don't know the answer to this yet, except for where you get the most engagement. But this is a myth, and I don't want any confusion about this. So because I'm speaking like this, I want to clear one thing up. It is such a myth for people. So do not believe it if somebody tells you that you have to have all these followers to be successful in an online business. That is not correct at all. You can legit come on any profile, any platform, and start a brand new account with 0 followers and still be very successful. You can make thousands of dollars with less than 500 followers, with less than 1,000 followers. And let me explain why. When this is the advantage of having a brand new profile, there's just like everything else, there's pros and cons. So you have to do what works for you. So like with me, I started a brand new from scratch profile on TikTok, and I worked my way up, from 0. Now, the thing with that is I didn't do follow trains. I didn't do follow for follow. I built, the way I wanted to build organically with people that were specifically my target audience. But for whatever reason, I still didn't have success over there. But that doesn't mean that you won't, because when you have the advantage to start from 0, you have the advantage to connect with people that are looking for what you have or are relating to you. You're not just connecting with anybody because they're your cousin's friend, or they met you at a concert last weekend, or they know your mom because they went to high school together and all that stuff. That's irrelevant. When you build from 0, you are literally building in the communities that you want to work in. You're building from people that are in this industry. Or, another thing like that just led me to think of something else that it just randomly popped in my head, but it's important. I get asked this a lot. So when you decided to start an online business and you went through your niche and you went through who your target audience is and all of that, I'm pretty sure none of you said that your target audience was going to be other digital marketers starting off, right? But isn't it funny how it kind of, goes full circle, and that kind of ends up being who you serve. But you don't have to limit yourself, and it ends up being who you serve, because this is why. It's not like you're actively out looking for other digital marketers, to sell to. That's not it at all. It's just that other digital marketers come into this space, and for whatever reason, they still need help, or they're not happy with the program that they're in, or they got ghosted by, a mentor or a coach or whatever. Or like with me one time, my coach was telling me, like, this guy, he makes, $20K a month every month. I mean, that's not a lot of money to some people, but that's a lot of money to me. And that's more money than I was making. So I was just like, hey, can you help me? And he did. And his number one advice to me was to get off social media immediately, to not market anything on social media, that I was doing it all wrong, and that I needed to go belly to belly, like in 1997 when I did Mary Kay. And I was like, whoa, you are not the coach for me. So yeah, I was just like, and now I work with someone else who is like, how could you not want to market to like the millions and millions of people that are on social media? Because now we have the advantage of building our businesses so much quicker because we can reach so many more people. And I'm like, yes. So anyway, that just was random. But yeah, just be careful like who you choose to work with, because you have to work with somebody. Like I could have never worked with that coach because yeah, he's killing it, but not in the way that I want to. But man, I hate when this happens, when I get sidetracked because of a random thought pops in my head. What did I say? What was I saying before that? If somebody could remind me, that would be awesome, because this happens to me. I just lose it just like that. Gosh, I wish I could remember. I'm so sorry, you guys. This happens like so much to me. I'm just, I have so much going through my head all the time. I guess it's just, ADHD, that my brain works faster than my mouth. So I'll lose it so fast. But I did write some stuff down that I think is important to know. While I'm trying to remember, I'll just go over this really quick. I gotta see what time it is because I don't want to take up. Okay, we only got a few minutes. I was a little bit late too. Okay, so choosing the right platform and building trust. We're just gonna go back to that. Why it's so important to build trust and why it's so important that when you come on these platforms, you start building an online presence and start building relationships with people. Because once you do decide what you're going to purchase, what you're going to sell, what you're going to launch, you have time to start talking about it and to start, and you're building relationships with people. You're making yourself seen. You're going into quality groups and making quality posts and serving people and getting your name known in this space as someone who is doing the right thing, marketing ethically and marketing to build trust. That is so, so, so important. Don't sleep on that. And don't sleep on optimizing your bio. But these numbers really quick. This is some of the numbers I was telling you that I had written down. 60% of consumers prefer to buy from personal brands. And so, people are scared to post. They don't want to post so much. They don't want to post to ignore, they're like, oh, people are going to get sick of seeing my post. They're going to, get annoyed and unfollow me. Okay, well, great. Let them. Because if they do, that's not your perfect customer. Because one thing, when you're out here and you are building your brand and you are establishing who you are in this on this platform, you are going to attract the people that you are meant to attract. And in that process, you are going to repel the people that you are not meant to work with. And that is a good thing. Yes, you might see your followers drop, from time to time, but look at your follower growth. It's going to balance out, because as you start to, state who you are and what you're doing here, and you start to attract those other people, when the other people start to go, it's going to make your algorithm better, because Facebook is going to keep showing your stuff to the people that are following you. And it's going to help everything in your business. So don't be afraid to lose followers that you're not meant to work with. It's really a good thing. But people are not going to get tired of seeing your post. And let me tell you why. Well, one reason is that 30% in 2021, I think the numbers were 30% of your audience was showing your post, and that's it. Now in 2023, the statistics say it's less than 10%. I've heard just recently in a training that since 2024, it's down to 6% and I'll tell you something really interesting. My mom never sees my content. She never sees and she says I just don't show up. And we interact. Like, I comment on her stuff. She'll have to come to my page manually to comment, to see and comment on mine. And we talk in Messenger, but she does not see my stuff. And then I have people that I never talk to, like, that'll be in another country, tell me they see every single post that I make. So it's really strange, but like, how they decide to show your content to who. But don't be afraid to show up and keep posting, because if they don't like it, they'll just unfollow you and they'll leave. But something like, if somebody asked you, where would you buy car insurance from today? Like, what's the first place that pops in your mind? Like, for me, that's State Farm, because State Farm runs the heck out of some ads and they could care less. They're all over the place. But why is that? Because when people come to the point where they get a car and they need car insurance, State Farm's going to be one of the first people they think about, regardless of if they hated their commercials or not. So the more you stay in someone's face, the more people they're going to think of you when they want to buy something that you sell. But the thing is staying in their face, serving. Like, don't stay in someone's face posting about what you have in an annoying way. Do educational posts, talk about how it's changed your life, what you've learned from it, what you will change as a person. Like, when you start doing this, when you become an entrepreneur and you take your business super serious, not only will you learn so much and educate yourself on things that you didn't know before, but you will change, like, as a person, in a better way. Because once you start, like, really, really helping people, and you see how this, changes their life. You see how their children's lives are changed. I mean, it has lit a fire in me. Like, I never thought that I would want to do some of the things that I'm doing. Like, I didn't see that before, but I love working one-on-one with people and talking to them 30 days later, 60 days later, 90 days later, and seeing where they're at and what they've implemented that I've taught them. Like, you guys, that just like does something for me. Like, it just lights a fire in me. And I love seeing results from people that trusted me enough to take my advice. Like, I love helping people like that. I just love it so much. And especially people that, are ADHD and, maybe even raising a neurodivergent child like me. I mean, cause that's hard stuff. And, it's really, really, good to get somebody who connects with you and can help you in this space. And so that's the kind of person that you want to show up as, is somebody that connects with who you were when you started. But I just want to give you 6 steps really quick. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go put them on a Word document, because anybody that watches this replay, I want you guys to be able to write your story for your pinned post for your profile. So that's what I'm going to do, actually, because we're about to run out of time. And I don't want to take up anybody's time going over this, because this is like the whole reason why I did this live, was to give you guys these 6 steps to write your story with. And this is your story. It's 8 steps, actually. I added 2 more to it today. It was 6 steps, but earlier today I added 2 more. But this is going to be 8 steps that you're going to look at, and you're going to sit down and you're going to write your story and what you want to share with your audience, that you want people to know about you. And you're going to be able to use this in so many different ways. So first, it's going to be the first thing people see when they come to your profile. Second, you're going to be able to make more content from sections of that post. 3, you're going to be able to, you can even go back and, like, as things change, like, let's say 6 months from now, you have just developed into this whole new, like, you even started a second business, or you've got more income streams, or you started a program. You're going to be able to go back and see what you wrote, 6 months ago, and how that's changed. And you'll be able to, like, do another post or a reel or a story being like, gosh, I was just here 6 months ago, and look where I am now, and show people the transformation. And that is what people want. People want certainty, and they want a transformation. And when people ask me, well, what do you even sell? I love to say certainty, because that is what I sell. Like, I don't, my mindset around selling is that I'm helping someone, I'm serving them, and I'm giving them something that I am certain could change their lives if they implement and do this correctly. And they don't come in with this, I'm going to work an hour or 2 a day, I'm going to make a post, and I'm going to get, 1 post a day and a little bit of this and that, and I'm going to make 10 grand in my first week. Like, no. And those are not the people that I want to work with, which is why I don't share income claims. I have 3 times, maybe 4, but I know of 3 just off the top of my head, because each time I did it, I was like, oh, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. And, we might not remember exactly what we said and things like that, but we remember how it made us feel when we make a choice, especially one that we didn't want to make. And I just didn't want to do it. And I feel like I can show people ways that this business is changing my life through multiple other ways than, talking about my bank account. But those 3 times that I did that, the people that contacted me, like, yeah, those posts, they blew up. My messenger blew up. But the type of people that I had in my inbox, I mean, we're not the kind of people that I wanted to work with. And I was like, okay, I'm not doing that again, not sharing income claims again. I don't want to work with people that just want to come in and have someone else do the work for them and expect this huge amount of money, in a super fast time. We live in a microwave society. I get that the reason why anybody starts a business is obviously for, to make a living, for income. That's just, goes without saying. It's understood. But transformation is where it's at for, the people that really have a passion to help other people. It's about helping people. It's about you making that transformation for yourself, but helping other people to make that transformation as well. Those are the people that I want to work with. I want to work with people that want to make impact. And when you're making impact, when you're truly making impact in your community, it's going to show up in your bank account. That's the receipt for the impact that you're making. So, and it doesn't happen overnight. At least it didn't for me. It certainly did not for me. I was not one of those people that came in and, made 10 grand in my first month. No, indeed. And now looking back on it, I'm glad that I didn't, because I have learned so much, the struggles that I've went through. And that's the stuff that I share. I share those struggles. I share those mistakes that I made. And that will make you, that's another thing. It's the messy middle. It's what makes people relate to you. It makes, it's what makes you human. And 60% of people want to buy from personal brands, not box brands. And that is huge, that you have 60% of consumers that would rather buy from people online that they can relate to and see than just going to the store and getting something from, a retail store. That's awesome. So that's just, the power of social media. That's another reason not to be afraid to post too much, because people come to social media now knowing that they're probably going to buy something. And probably everyone that's watching this live right now has bought something online this month already. And if you haven't, at least in the last 30 days, just about everything I buy is the convenience of online. And when I buy stuff from Amazon, I buy from people that sell like Montessori toys. If I'm going to go buy it from Amazon anyway, why not go buy it from an influencer that I know on Instagram that happens to have a storefront on Amazon with all of those same toys in it? And once you work online, that's kind of how you think. Just like if you're a server at a restaurant, you typically would tip well when you go out to eat, because the work that person's doing and you appreciate it because you do it or you've done it, so you tip better. It's kind of the same thing. We have so many people working online now that a lot of people get online prepared to go support other people in business. And we just have so much reach, you guys. But if you're just starting off, your story is so important. So I'm going to get those tips in a Word document. I'm going to come back to this post. I'm going to have them written out for you. And, really detailed and explain it, so it explains itself. If you have any questions, or if you get stuck writing your story or optimizing your bio, please message me. No, you don't have to pay me to help you or anything like that. I'm just saying, message me so I can help you. I don't mind at all. So, make sure that your profile is public. Make sure you optimize it. Put a good picture, shoulders up, eyes, same picture off all platforms. See if you can get the same name on every platform. If you can't, it's okay. It's not a big deal. I don't have the same name on everyone. Also, your storefront, if it's Beacons, if it's Stand Store, whatever, try to have I have Digital Dominion is the name of my storefront because that's the name of my group. And so I just kind of kept that the same. But what else? Your bio just needs to be, I think Facebook is less than, is it 160 characters or less on Facebook? One of them gives you more space than any of them. It's not TikTok. It might be Instagram where you have more space. But basically, you just want a statement that's It could be a journey statement. It could be an I help statement. And there's a difference in those. And I'll put that on the document too. Let me write that down because new people might want to put a journey statement rather than, and a journey statement is basically like let's say you just started working for a weight loss company and you're selling a weight loss product. A journey statement, if you haven't lost weight yet, you would say something like, instead of I help people lose X amount of pounds in X amount of days, that's an I help statement. A journey statement would be on a mission to lose 55 pounds in 90 days and want to help other moms on my way, or on the way, or something like that. I mean, that's not a good one, not one that I would use, but that's just like the general idea of you're just basically stating what your goal is and what your purpose with this account is. Now, when I first started, I had put that too, like just started my digital marketing journey, whatever. Now it's I help neurodivergent moms start a business from home with ease with MRR. And because it's, speak to that one person, and it tells them exactly who I help and how I help them, with clarity. And then in my pinned post, in that section that's all about me, what I do, why I do it, that's what you want in that post. But I'm going to get these together for you because they're really good questions that'll help you. And write this, please write it, because you really need this to build trust with people, to let people know you. And just like I was saying, all the other ways that you can use this later down the road. But I'll go ahead and get that done. And it will, if it's not linked on this post by tonight, it definitely will be by tomorrow, but I should have it ready by tonight. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to jump off of here. I want you guys to know, though, that I heard, I just can't even believe it. I was so shocked. I heard, and if this is true, please tell me in the comments, because I haven't been to the platform to look myself, but I'm going to, that DBA is coming out with a volume 3. Is that what's up? Is that happening? And I heard that, and see, you just never know what you hear. That's why I haven't told anybody any of this yet. But I heard that she is collaborating with, I can't think of her name right now. Oh my gosh. What is her name? I can't even think of what the name of her course is right now. Gosh, it's gone just like that. Anyway, that there's going to be a volume 3, and I heard that it's a possible that the price might increase to $333. I am just, there's so much stuff in DBA. I can't imagine, what else is going to be added into it for a volume 3. That's incredible. But another thing that's important, because we're getting into, everybody's, going to get busy and into their Black Friday and holiday stuff. Start working on your Black Friday stuff now. When you are a marketer, you have to market towards, you got to learn how, and I'm going to be doing a live on this in my group very soon to teach people how to market during each season, because the way that you market in the summer is not the way that you market in the winter. It's all different, and you have to learn how to market in the spring, the summer, the fall, the winter. And I'm creating a little guide. It's just going to be a little freebie on how to do that. I'm going to put it up in my group. But speaking of winter, this is already being talked about. It's already decided. Academy 6 DM, which I love it. I love it. It's really great for people that don't want to want to buy a low ticket product that over delivers, that they're not going to have to buy another product to teach them how to market the product. You know what I mean? There's just so many things that people get, but they feel like then they need something else because they didn't learn something that they think is missing to help them sell it, whatever. Academy 6 really has everything from start to finish, and she's only adding to it. But the exciting thing is December. I'm not sure if it's the beginning or the end. December, she is launching something called the University. And if you are already in if you're already in Academy 6, when it launches, you'll be grandfathered in. So right now, it's only $97 to get an Academy 6. And if I have a sneak peek in my store, if you want to check it out. But once you're in, you're in. Now, if you wait and the university launches, then you would have to pay still $97 to get into Academy 6. But then you would also have to pay an additional $300 to get into the university. So the university is going to be a separate module, and you will be able to buy them separately, but it's also going to have master resale rights. So, and it's going to go, like, she's a very in-depth type of person when she teaches. Like, she covers it all. And if you still have questions, like, she will go back and answer them. I mean, she's great. She's a hand holder, and she wants people to succeed. She really gives everybody her all. So the university, I don't even know what's going to be in there, but I'm sure it's going to be great. But I just want to tell you guys that. So if you were to get in at 97, you would be able to resell for 97, and then you would have the university in December, and you'd be able to sell that for 300. So anyway, all right, you guys, thank you for coming in. Thanks for the people that talked to me and that watched me and showed up. Hi, Sarah. Hey, Stephanie. Veronica. Hey, you guys. Hey, Pri. I didn't see you come in. I'm so glad I could see comments this time. That was, last time was terrible. I couldn't see nothing. But all right, you guys, I'm going to go, and I hope you all have enjoyed the rest of your Sunday night. Bye.